Ask the Hair Doctor on cable tonight. I am Lisa Akbari, your host. I am your hair doctor, so thank you so much for letting me come into your home, or if you're looking at me on YouTube or on my website, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming on the show today. I have lots of exciting things to talk about. Thank you so much. Again, I'm back, and I'm still excited because it's been so long since I've seen you guys, and I'm back. My hair, I'm changing it up. I'm gonna do some things today with my hair. You see how, I mean, look at how much hair I have. Can you, that profile is just something else. Oh, I don't want to show that one. But it's something else. I have so much hair, and think about if it's on my shoulders, what happens if I straighten it out? And some of you have asked me to straighten it out, and I may just have to do that. Got a part in the middle because it's really too big to just kind of stand up like I used to have it standing up. But today I'm really dry. Today I'm going to talk to you about co-washing and no-poo. I know I've spoke with you guys about this before, but I have to talk with you about it today because this is the time when I'm getting so many emails, and many of my patients that come into my institute for a hair and scalp analysis are natural. And many of you guys out there are practicing this co-washing and no-poo. Now, we just spoke about hair and scalp dehydration. And as you notice on my site, I have that posted, and I've got some information on how to help you with hair and scalp dehydration, because that's really crucial that we don't have those problems. But one of the things I found, many of my patients, and even some of you guys have emailed me, you talk about how what shampoo does to your hair. Now, I do a radio show every month as well, and today I was on live on radio show, Bev Johnson Show. But anyways, one of the things that we talked about with one of the callers was that when she shampoos her hair, she thinks her hair sheds. And that's something that I told her we needed to address, because her hair most likely is not shedding. She may have problems with breakage. Now, let me explain to you let's talk about first co-washing and no-poo, because we'll start with co-washing and then we'll go to no-poo. Co-washing is where you will put conditioner on instead of shampooing, and you'll rinse that through your hair, and you might shampoo once a month, maybe. Some people will shampoo once every 2 weeks, and some maybe once every 3 months or longer. With no-poo, then the patients, and you can email me, correct me if I'm wrong, at lisa@lisaakbari.com, or make your comments if you're on YouTube. Many of people will not shampoo at all. They just eliminate shampoo, and all they do is rinse their hair with conditioner. Put conditioner on and rinse it off. The problem with that is you're going to run into these extreme amount of pollutants building up on your hair shaft, your strand, and your scalp. So you've got to really be careful with that, because when you start, you see how much body and movement my hair has? Over a period of time, when you use the co-washing or you stop shampooing altogether, you can create a negative buildup. Buildups on our hair, because buildups are leave-in products, moisturizers, oils, things that build our hair up. Those are called positive buildups, but the negative buildups are our problems. The negative buildups are when we have products that are on our hair that don't rinse clean. And there's just so much to talk about as relates to this. I don't know if I'll have enough time, but I'm going to do the best I can, and we can do a part 2 if we have to. All right, so with the problem with negative buildups, they become in a solid form. So you're creating this waxy substance that's on your scalp and hair. So you have this solidified pollutants on your hair. You have dead skin cells, you have cosmetic product, the hair products, and then you have the environmental things that get on the hair, work their way to the scalp, and become trapped against the scalp. Well, they will begin to solidify and create this dense wax. So this is why I'm so against this, because when I do microscopic analysis on my patients who are suffering from extremely itchy scalp, sometimes it's alopecia, because the blockages are there. You get these little blockages right around the mouth of the follicle, and the hair cannot emerge. And so we've got to be careful about that as well. So that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't co-wash and no-poo. Well, with the hair, why are we drawn to that? Why are we talking about shampoos? Because shampoos, some of them have a high pH and they have very harsh cleansing agents, and that dehydrates the hair. But if you no-poo and co-wash, over a period of time you get this negative buildup, so it's not rinsing clean from the hair, all these leave-in products and all these things you're doing. A lot of people are using clays and all kinds of things, which could be great for the hair, but they can't get to your actual hair because you have a negative buildup. So when you use the harsh shampoos, high pH and harsh cleansing agents, then you end up with a problem with stripping the hair. So you take away all the bad stuff, all the negative buildup, but you also take away some of the natural oils from the actual scalp. And so that's a problem. But you should clarify, and you've heard me talk about this many times. You should clarify, because clarifying puts the hair at a pure natural state. Now, the problem with many people who clarify, they tend to have problems with recognizing their own natural condition of their hair being dry. So when they see that, they think the clarifier strips the hair. Clarifier should put your hair at a pure natural state. Look at the pH of your clarifying shampoo. Make sure it's 4.5 to 5.5. That's important. And once you found that, you should be okay, because that's mildly acidic. Usually, if it's a harsh chemical or harsh cleansing agent in your shampoo, then you're going to have a problem with it, the pH rising. It's going to be extremely alkaline. So if you have the 4.5 to 5.5, you're usually safe with that shampoo. But you must clean, because putting it at a pure state allows you to build from there. So if you can get a clean shampoo, you'll have a better chance of bringing that shampoo, cleaning that hair, clean slate, so you can start to build the hair up. Okay? Very, very important. Remember that. Okay, so the no-poo, remember, the no-poo and the co-washing puts condition on the hair. The hair is soft, it detangles, but over a period of time, it creates a negative buildup. And a negative buildup will not rinse from the hair. It stays and solidifies on the hair shaft and on the scalp. Clarifiers, look for the pH, 4.5 to 5.5, crucial, because at that point, you've got a clarifier that's going to put your hair in a pure natural state. And then at what point, what should you do at that point? You should start to balance. If you use a clarifier and your hair feels dry, and it said pH 4.5 to 5.5, then that means your hair is naturally dehydrated. We talked about that a little bit on the last show. If it's dehydrated, we need to start to balance that moisture level so we can rise it, so we can bring it up. Okay? All right, so how do we do that? We do that through two things. Number one, we deep condition, because deep conditioning will balance that delicate protein and moisture level within your hair shaft so that the hair itself stays balanced. Your moisture levels are up, so your hair is strong, and you've heard me talk about this. Your hair is hydrated. So in cases of dehydrated hair, your hair this part is going to be important with your deep conditioning. All right, and we're going to talk a little bit about deep conditioning on the next part. But right now I want to talk about how it benefits versus that conditioning only. All right? All right, and so with the deep conditioning, it's very, very important to make sure that you're sitting under the dryer so you can have optimum penetration of your conditioner. That means it's going to go deep into the cuticle as possible and do some repair work as well. Now, the other thing that you want to remember when you're working with your hair is your daily moisturizing. If you're suffering from dehydration, and we talked about dehydration before, but when we're speaking no-poo and co-washing versus shampooing, the way, once you've identified that you have dry or dehydrated hair, you want to make sure that you keep your hair moisture level up on a daily basis, because at this point, the reason why you are using the conditioners instead of shampoos is because you're drying out with them and you're tangling and your hair is breaking. It's not shedding. But if you address the core problem, your hair being out of balance, you don't have to worry about that. So you don't have a polluted scalp, and you can continue to clean your hair and scalp, avoiding any of these other problems like scalp disorders, in creating an environment. You know, when you keep all of that pollution or pollutants on your scalp, you're creating an environment for pathogens to live, breed, and grow, because it's in a dirty environment, and that's what you want to avoid. So there's just so many reasons that we don't have time to talk about why you should, in fact, clean your scalp. So it's just bad. I've got some other archive shows about no-poo, and I go into detail a little bit more about it. So it's just really important that you do it. Now, getting to that daily moisturizing. If you are clarifying your hair, deep conditioning your hair, then you daily moisture, especially in drier times of the year, especially if you live in a dry climate. You really have to be careful to make sure that you're moisturizing daily. And this is if you have dry hair. Now, if you have oily scalp and oily hair and you wear color or permanent waves or you wear relaxers, you have to be sure to make sure that you are hydrating your ends, especially if you have any length to your hair. Because what happens, you are going to dry out on the ends of the hair, and because that area has probably less porosity. So with that, if you have dry hair, if you have kinky or natural hair like mine, then you're going to need to use your moisturizer throughout the hair shaft, the hair close to the scalp and the ends. But if you have oilier hair and oily scalp, you're going to use the moisturizers on the hair where your color tree is, or if you've had permanent wave, or if you've had relaxer or any other problems, you want to use it just a small amount in those areas. Okay, so that's what you do on a daily basis. It's real important. Now, the other piece I have is my little button. I love my hair. You see it here. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, it's there. Okay, on the I love my hair buttons, if you email me, Lisa@lisaakbari.com, and say I saw your I love my hair button, I'll send you one. Just send me your address so you can wear it, because this is the year that I really want to focus on us loving our hair, not just styling it, not just creating these looks, but loving our hair. Because last year I spent a lot of time explaining to you guys about what I do, and as a trichologist, how I can help you, and all these different things. But now I really want to focus on you understanding your hair, loving your hair, and taking better care of your hair. So we're going to protect and preserve our hair, and part of that is through this whole process.